implementing AD federation services. So today's topic is going to be slightly different comparing to the previous topics in terms of the content and in terms of the context as well, and in terms of the explanation, because what I will be doing is that I tried my best and to break down the whole main steps, and we know that the mind understand with breaking down the whole problem and the whole steps, the procedures. So that's what I've been doing. So what I'm gonna do, because I won't keep you any longer, so I'll try just to to introduce you to this topic so that you will be a little bit familiar with it, and then I will just turn the pages so that you can screenshot them or whatever you want, so that you follow the procedure. And another thing, that make sure that you are practicing, guys, because we cannot teach a person how to swim without getting him inside the water. So yeah, make sure that you are practice, because we learn by doing. If you do not practice it, just do not watch the video, because it's gonna be like pointless. So for the first part, we'll be preparing the system requirements for the ADFS resource partner. So the administration of a network resources such as files, folders, printers, or network application can be managed by setting up access control list, the ACLs, to users, to groups in Active Directory domain, whatever. So when user logs into the domain, by presenting his credential or identity and he's successfully signed in, he's granted access to corporate assets based on his role in the network. So when two distinct organizations such as business affiliates need to share network resources, federation can be established between these two companies. So a federation is a collection of realms or security domains, I would say, with established relationships for sharing corporate assets. So for the Active Directory Federation Services, or the ADFS, this is what it stands for, is a Microsoft technology that provides identity federation that uses claims-based authentication. A claim is a statement regarding a user, such as the user's name, email address, among other users' attributes, that identify the user to the application or resource that he had requested. So when setting up an ADFS, it typically involves two security domains. The first one is the resource partner, and the second one is the account partner. So the resource partner is the domain where the network resource is located. So this resource is typically a web application or other type of asset that is shared with an external organization. However, when it comes down to the account partner, is the domain where the accounts, such as users that will access the corporate assets located in the resource partner. So in this tutorial, there will be a domain called, let me just write it down. I think almost of my projects I'm using the same domain, which will be called practicelabs.com. So this is our domain, what we'll be working with in this lab. And this the resource domain, that one, make sure that you understand it is the resource domain where sample claims where application will be created. I think that's all. And here is what we're gonna do through this first part. I've organized the whole steps, and you have to go, you have to go with the flow. Yeah, you cannot skip one and then jump from the second step to the last step. So yeah, we'll be requesting in the last step for the first part, we'll be requesting certificate for the ADFS server. And then for the part 2, we'll prepare the system requirements for the ADFS account partner. So after preparing the requirements for the ADFS resource partner, and then we'll prepare the system's requirements for the ADFS account partner, not resource partner. So that's the main difference, or the thing that distinguishes this part with that part. So yeah, we will install the new ADDS forest within this server, and let me just I think that you can see it. Yeah, so yeah, here's all the steps, and then by the end of the second part, we'll create a group policy for trusted root in certificate of authority within the lab domain, which I mentioned. There will be 2 lab domains, the practicelab.com and another one, practicelabs.co.uk. And then in the third part, we'll be enabling the name resolution for the resource and account domains. And before the last part, I believe we'll be preparing requirements for the ADFS server resource partner, not account partner. And mainly will be and the whole fourth part, it will be applied or carried out within this server, the plub DM01. So this is done with this page. And then the part 5 will be installing and configuring the AD Federation services. So yeah, we'll be here. We will jump from different I would say PCs, devices, from the plub DC01. After finishing from these 3 steps, we will verify the availability of the federation metadata on the ADFS server within the plub Win10. And what I mean about metadata is that, there's 2 types of data. There is the normal data that you can see it. For example, when I send you a message, you will see the message, but you cannot see the backend message. I mean, the whole configuration and the whole not necessary information for the users to know, but however, for the hacker or for the programmer or whatever, these informations might be really, information that has a value that we need it. Like, for example, when this message was sent, how this message was sent, via which protocol was it used, TCP or UDP. This is what I mean by metadata. And then we'll configure a standalone federation server within this server, and then we will jump to plub Win10, where we'll be verifying the availability of federation metadata on the ADFS server on account partner. And then comes the last stage in the part 6. We will create the AD Federation Service Trust, and that will be within these 2 servers. I mean, the plub SA01, where we're gonna enable claims provider trust, and finally we will configure the Windows Identity Foundation Federation utility within plub DM01 server. So I hope that was here's some missing steps. Sorry guys, I almost messed the whole video up. So this is the remain steps for the last part, the part 6. And make sure that you are practicing, guys. Remember, if you do not practice, it's pointless. There's no point to watch the video. Just skip it.